What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be going over Helldivers 2 patch notes, because apparently there was patch notes when I was asleep. So I've just woken up and now we're gonna go through the patch notes. I have not checked out these patch notes or anything. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go over them, what are they like and whatnot. I haven't actually seen these patch notes at all. Just so you guys know, for your information, I have not seen or heard anything from these patch notes. I'm not even looking at my screen right now because I want to be I want this to be taken as a surprise. But before we start, please consider subscribing, as we are, I think, as of recording, 2 subscribers away from 400. That would be f***ing awesome if you guys could help. Now, let's just go into the patch real quick. The player support team starts off with an overview, saying that today's patch is dealing with the spawn rate of heavily armored terminids, as well as the possible play against them. It also contains some fixes to the UI and elements and crash fixes. I like what I'm hearing here, because an issue with heavy terminids specifically is the amount of chargers that spawn. I do not really care about bile titans, they can do whatever, but chargers is my main issue here. The amount of heavily armored enemies that spawn on a higher difficulty, especially for terminids, have been a big discussion point online and internally. The intent is for groups to have some sort of anti-tank capability, but not to the degree previously needed. To that end, we have reduced the spawn rates of chargers and bile titans on difficulty 7s and up. And in addition, we have reduced the risk of spawn spikes of chargers and bile titans. Please note that we have changed the distribution of enemy types, not to reduce difficulty. Expect other enemy types to appear in greater numbers instead, which is completely fine. I honestly want Helldivers 2 to be a hard game. I want it to be challenging. I want to be challenged playing Helldivers 2. So this is good. And seeing that they're actually listening, and you know, I mean, chargers have been annoying. Chargers are always annoying in all of the Helldivers games. And bile titans being there as well, I mean, it's a nerf. Pretty good nerf, honestly. Following up, we are humbled by the community's ability to find things like chargers like meta in our game. However, spending your heavy anti-tank weapons on legs instead of the obvious weak point seems counter to expectation. We are not changing anything regardless of the charger's legs. However, we are lowering the health of the charger's head. It should now be at a point where a well-placed shot from a recoilless rifle or EAT instantly kills the charger. Whoa now. Okay, interesting. Okay, that is very interesting. Okay, so what I'm hearing here is running EATs or recoilless rifles, if you have a 2-squad team, will be f***ing ridiculous versus the chargers. And oh my goodness, that is such a good change, because back when I was running recoilless rifle strategies a lot versus terminids, we kind of moved on from that and, you know, moved to more stratagem specific play styles and stuff, because, you know, we kind of got bored of running the same strategies. Chargers would take upwards of like 3 or 4 recoilless shots sometimes, and it was ridiculous. Other times it just got one-tapped, which was kind of annoying. And now for gameplay, which I'm seeing here is electronic countermeasures has been removed in order to be reworked, which is pretty good. It will be reintroduced in a future iteration, and we found that this modifier wasn't communicated clearly enough and caused overall more frustration than excitement with the way it was currently implemented. Yeah, honestly, I think that the countermeasures stratagem modifier is cool. It's a very funny thing. It's a very funny countermeasure modifier, but it's annoying. It's so annoying because there's zero tell. You just have to constantly look top left and pray that something happens. And there's been so many times where I'm just calling in the same stratagem for 60 minutes. It's like I'm trying to get my support weapon, but the thing spawns my strafing run about 600 times. Like, come on. It's like really annoying at times, but it's a fun modifier. They just kind of need to rework it. That's about it. Moving on to fixes. They use this section to detail significant fixes that fall outside of the above categories. So what they've done here is they mixed missing text on several HUD and UI elements. I don't really remember, I don't really know anything about that. They also fixed several subtitles and VO mismatches with the news videos. And they also fixed various crashes that occurred mid-gameplay when deploying to missions. Very nice. However, unless they don't mention this in the known issues, I kinda want them to. There's an issue, right? So let's go over to the known issues real quick before we do anything else. Game crashes when attempting to use a stim while inside an exosuit. That's a crash? Okay, interesting. Pink artifacts may appear in the sky when setting off large explosions. Automaton dropship seemingly disappears and slides in after being shot down. Shots from arc-based weapons may not count towards kills and post-mission stats. Players cannot unfriend other players befriended via friend code. Cross-platform play invites might not show up. Players may be unable to select their loadout or ship when joining a multiplayer session via PS5 card activity. Exosuits can destroy itself with rockets while turning. So that was a bug from my latest video with the exosuits. That was a bug, it wasn't intended. Text chat box displayed is obstructed by the cinematic letterboxing. So they did not mention the issue that I have currently, where if you join a multiplayer session and they are already in their hell pods, then once you get into the hell pod, then you cannot select your stratagems. I would love for the Arrowhead team to look that up and see if they can fix it, because there's been so many times where I just want to play Helldivers, but then I get struck with this bug. I was stuck with this bug for an entire play session. I only got to play a single game where that didn't happen. And essentially what this bug is, for those who haven't had it yet, is whenever you drop into a hell pod and your mission is starting, and you're gonna pick your stratagems, then whenever you click the boxes to choose your stratagems, it just swaps over to the equipment screen, where you change your weapons, your armor and stuff. And so every time you try to click on the thing, on the stratagems or weapons, it just constantly swaps and rotates between them. And the only way you can get rid of this is leave the lobby. You just leave the lobby and you will never see those people ever again. That's the issue. And I hope they fix this, because it's just frustrating, to be honest. I understand. Like it's probably a hard issue to find, right? Because I'm not a game dev. You kind of gotta respect them. But yeah, I hope they look into this. And if an Arrowhead developer is watching this, please, I beg you. You guys are making the game of the year for me. This game is amazing. It's probably my favorite co-op game in the past 5 years, most likely. If a lot of these issues could be rooted out, then oh my god, this game is perfect. There's nothing else. You guys would not need to update this game for the next year, and this game will probably still be brimming with gameplay. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Keep a lookout for this week's videos as well, since I'm going to be making videos about the new War Bond coming, I think Thursday, if I remember correctly. I'm going to be making a similar style content video on release, where I just go over the the War Bond pass, what's in there and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna make videos covering the weapons, the armor and whatnot that is released in the War Bond pass. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Peace.